Welcome. This is Kristen Crabtree with the Lance Edwards Group. We have a special treat today. We're interviewing a new apartment champion who is here to share her story about how she closed on her first multifamily deal since getting started with Lance. Please help me welcome Lynn.
Hi.
Okay, so before we get started, share with me. Actually, before we do that, let me dive into just some of the facts of your investment. So it's a duplex and you do have prior real estate investment experience. What got you started in real estate was that you inherited your parents' house. Your profit strategy is one of rehab and hold. Your deal is located, the duplex is located in Hayward, Wisconsin, and you go back and forth from there to Minneapolis, Minnesota. You found the deal through an MLS listing. It was a really cheap property with huge potential cash flow. Looks like the purchase price was $65,000 and that you bought it outright. If I'm wrong about that, you can correct me. And that you got the financing through pulling money out of another property. The property does need work or did need work. And your profit earnings so far is just under 6,000 for the 7 months of owning it. Does that sound like a good summary?
Yeah, pretty much. That was last year's earnings. I finally, as of this month, have both units occupied, but it was a deep rehab. So I had one unit filled all the time, but that's kind of where I was at.
Okay. All right. So before we get started, share with me a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Grew up as an only child. I did inherit my parents' property. I got my degree in psychology and I went to work for FedEx, as many of us do. I just love the fast pace, the getting out driving. I did some dispatch, some management, just retired from there July 27th. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, 20 years. So
great. So why did you start researching and pursuing multifamily investing?
It's bigger scale, economies of scale, more of a having more units to offset if there was a vacancy, that kind of thing.
So it sounds like you've dabbled in real estate for a while, but maybe with single family homes. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, you bet. So I started out doing fix and flips. I did join a mentorship, Fortune Builders, and was really interested in the rehab side of things. Did my first one with my own money, got a loan, but then used my own money for the rehab and went through 4 contractors, the usual nightmare that most people experience. It was not pretty, but got out of that one and rolled right into another one with a partnership that didn't end so well. And so took some time off of the fix and flips and just started acquiring properties. And so had a long-term renter in my mom and dad's house. And I had purchased a property up here in Hayward, and I ended up turning that one into an Airbnb and did well. I started just before COVID. It was kind of hush hush for a couple months, but then because it is in a more rural area, people started coming to stay. And so it did really well during COVID. And so then decided to pull money out of mom and dad's house because this was free and clear, and used that as a down payment for a lake home on a bigger lake. And so Airbnb that, and then also bought the duplex at the same time. The coordination of the financing didn't happen right away. So we did borrow private money for that down payment. And then when we refinanced the house here, pulled that money for the duplex and then to pay that private money lender off. So yep. And then, so I just got this house back and I'm going to turn this one to an Airbnb as well, because it's on a beautiful lake. And I love sharing that experience of the great outdoors, the great North Woods, and allowing people to experience that.
When did you get started with Lance?
It was February of 21.
Okay.
So just over a year. I got pulled way too many different directions, and I became the contractor for this duplex because everybody up here, a lot of people from the larger cities were buying properties up here that had a ton of money, and their money went to the better contractors. And so I found myself doing a lot of the work. And so between that, FedEx, and just life in general, that's kind of what my focus had been besides running the Airbnbs. So now that I'm retired, I'm planning on jumping back in, doing more of the multifamily stuff.
Great. What are you trying to solve through real estate investing?
For me, besides the Airbnbs and giving people that experience, I found it really exciting. So my duplex, I've joined forces with the Salvation Army, and they have a program that helps people in situations, be it physical, mental abuse, violence, just helping them reestablish their life again. And so I've been able to help 2 individuals and their kids kind of restart life. And so I've got a commercial property up here I'm looking at. It's right now an antique shop. It would have to go through zoning, but I'm looking to turn that into a 4-plex. So that might be my next project. It's been sitting for over a year, so I'm not worried it's going to be gone tomorrow. But once I get this Airbnb up and running, I think that might be my next project.
So if I understand correctly, the duplex or something you bought is used as housing for people going
Yep.
through rough situations?
Yep. So it's, similar to Section 8, but they're grants through the Salvation Army. And what they do is they take an assessment of financials, and then they help with the security deposit, the first month's rent, sometimes even the second month's rent. And then they subsidize whatever up to whatever they can afford based on their formulas. And I do the duplex as they pay all utilities. So then they have to also take into consideration the utilities cost and then what they can afford from there. So it's a 1 to 2 year program. They like to see people off in a year, but it can be extended an extra year. And they have all these other community-based programs, financial assistance kind of stuff, education, support groups, that kind of thing that help them to transition into a more, if you'd say, normal life, a better life.
That sounds like a fantastic mission. What got you driven that way?
I've always wanted to help people. And I also know that I need workers up here to help me with my Airbnbs and stuff. So being able to provide affordable housing for some people, and then stumbling upon this program, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is what I need to be doing.
Great. What was your financial situation like before you began investing?
Pretty crappy.
Okay.
So my parents, they passed away 3 months apart. And so October of 15, my mom passed away, and she had a little 401k saved up. So we were able to pay for her funeral, cremation. And then my dad died 3 months later. And I'm like, now how am I supposed to afford this? And so I basically threw my friend's son in here. My friend was paying the rent, but he was living here amongst all my dad's stuff. I mean, I didn't have time to clean. I didn't have time to do anything. It was just a quick situation. Hey, help me, I'll help you kind of thing. And so then learning more about the cash flow and all that, at least being able to pay for the house. It was paid for, but you still have taxes, you still have utilities and stuff like that. So it was a win-win at the time. And since then I've, got more education, more mindset, and just been able to start, getting more cash flow without my time per se. It's there if I'm working it or not.
Okay. Do you have a specific financial goal?
Right now, 10,000 a month. Airbnbs, be it either I own them or arbitrage, and then start getting into the multifamily and possible syndications and going from there.
So what will achieving that $10,000 per month do for you?
Just free up my mind. I'm a numbers person through and through, and just every morning I wake up and go, okay, how much money do I need today? What do I need to do to, make the month's end and blah, blah, blah. And so being able to free it up to then be able to help more people, not just myself and my family.
What's your ultimate dream?
Travel the world, help, families in need, also help animals in need. I see a huge need for that as well. And I've always had a passion for animals. So that's one of my big things, be it, setting up a ranch or something, rescue, probably being a financial provider first, and then actually establishing that. We have new partners down in Phoenix, Arizona. We started doing fix and flips down there. And one of my partners down there has a huge heart for that as well. So maybe forming some kind of partnership on that level.
Great. In what ways were you hoping real estate investing would change your life, or are you still hoping?
No, I've seen already that it has changed my life. Being able to retire and really not worry so much on the day to day. I'm in this energy mentality right now that, gee, I can fix things. So it seems like everything is breaking right now. So I'm going to change that today. But changing the energy and being able to get above water, so to speak.
Where did you get stuck? Like, what was the sticking point that you weren't able to get through on your own, and why did you seek help from Lance Edwards?
I think, I was just plugging along and knowing that there was more on the multifamily side. There's more cash flow. There's more life-changing opportunities there. And so that's what drove me to his coursework, and still planning on going back to that as a basis.
Okay, great. What obstacles did you face when getting started?
For me, it was, I think, analysis paralysis, fear of making a mistake, fear of not having the answers, and have definitely learned that you learn by your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, and just go doing it. Body in motion is always in motion. If you're sitting around, it's just, you're not doing anything. So
why did you stick with things when you were hitting hurdles? Why did you?
I think at that point, I was just too deep in it. I'm like, okay, I need to recover my money that I lost on my first couple deals. And just at that point, I was just a no quit mentality. I'm just going to keep going until I truly succeed. I'm succeeding, but I'm not truly succeeding at this point.
Got it. How has investing in real estate impacted other areas of your life?
Gotten healthier. I don't know, I lost 20 pounds in the last 6 months or so. I'm thinking some of that has to do with my age, but and better relationship. We work the partnership together, so better relationship at home. Meeting incredible friends. I mean, just incredible people. People with the same or similar mindset, versus some of the people I used to hang around with, where then, I wasn't getting things done and stuff like that. So that's really helped. And then also mentorships. I've got some incredible people that I'm working out in Phoenix with, and they happen to be on the triple digit flip series. And so that's been quite an experience and an honor, because having a person overseeing just to make sure we're doing the projects right, and having that resource to reach out and say, hey, you know, how can we optimally do this? And so it's been good on that front.
How has your current financial situation changed? You've mentioned some things already, being able to retire and having income from the Airbnb and so forth, but is there anything else that you want to add to that?
I mean, just, you know, the fact that, well, when I was part-time FedEx, I was able to make that move a while back. And then I figured out that I was making more in my pension retirement than I was doing it part-time. And then FedEx also provides monies towards healthcare premiums. And so that was the sticking point for me to retire. And so now I've got this steady income that I don't have to worry about, pays my bills. And then I've got the Airbnb income, and then just build some more real estate legacy and help others.
Great. I lost a train of thought a minute ago. You were talking about a partner.
Mhm.
Sounds like a life and business partner.
Yep.
Was that person always on board with you in terms of doing this, or was there a transition for them?
No, we actually did it together. So my wife, we joined Fortune Builders, and then I ended up getting hurt at work. So we were able to accelerate pretty quickly through the course, and we had our first rehab in like 2 months. So, I mean, it went really quickly, but then, you know, we had to take that step back after the first two. So, but then I started kind of going off on my own, like trying to find more of my niche. I like to do the numbers, so I underwrite a lot of the deals, find the private money, and then so she wants to do the fix and flip, or that's what she's good at. So I'm trying to keep feeding her doing that, and then trying to kind of venture off and do my thing as well to make a bigger impact, you know, more income and bigger impact.
Right, good. So you're able to tackle it from kind of two different directions.
Yep.
You can take on the fix and flip, and you can do the
Yep.
more buy and holds or rehab and holds. Great. Okay.
Yep.
What did you hope would happen that hasn't?
You know, probably sticking with the program to the point where I would have gotten that bigger deal, and you know, either wholesaled it or was able to you know, bring investors together for it. So just, I think my focus is what's lacking up until my retirement, and now I'm just trying to tie together some loose ends, and then you know, get refocused again.
Okay. And what has happened that surprised you?
I think just now with our partnerships down in Phoenix, how fast it's going. We've got one property rehabbing now. We're under contract to purchase the house next to it. Last night I was brought another deal in Scottsdale, and then we're also looking to purchase something in Georgia to relocate the people that were purchasing the house to rehab. And then potentially setting it up as an Airbnb after they leave. So it's all gone really quick. And so just, I think originally just kind of doubting, or I just wanted to take it slow. But once that momentum started, it just keeps going. So.
Great. And what excites you about the future and the possibilities that it holds?
I think impacting others, helping others. I've had people reach out to me just to show them the Airbnb model. I'm going to be setting up a neighbor's property up here in Wisconsin, so they can maintain the property. They just need the money for property taxes and whatever. So just helping others and give them the confidence to move forward as well.
What strengths do you possess that made this endeavor easier for you? than maybe some people?
I think, my mindset a little bit. I think it's stronger than a lot of people. The go forth and keep doing it attitude. And also just being able to reach out and ask people for help. I always was the person that did it myself and whatever. And now I'm learning to surround myself with a community of people and ask for help. And if I don't know it, somebody's going to know it. So
That's great. Okay. What personal characteristics do you think worked against you in the beginning?
the headstrong, I think I know everything. I can do this myself. That's probably my biggest one. On the fear of failure. I mean, that was a huge one. It still is, but just continue to walk through it.
Great. What has changed about who you are since you started down this path? Like, in what ways do you think this process has made you a different person?
I think I've gotten better at forgiving people, not holding grudges. Just that personal growth has really been huge. Trying to capture every moment of every day, taking time to enjoy the lake or the sounds of the birds or whatever, just being aware of everything that's around me.
So elaborate on that. Like, what is it about the investment process, the training with Lance, anything else that's contributed to your investments? What is it about that has, taught you to slow down and enjoy every moment and forgive people and be patient and that type of thing?
I think just being confident in my ability to be financially stable, to not what's the word I'm looking for? To not be so uptight or stressed, I guess would be a good word for it. And just having the skills, learning the skills, how to analyze a property, how to build a network and reach out to people, I think has been huge.
Have you discovered anything about yourself that surprised you?
I think probably just to know that I can succeed. Just keep going. I haven't hit the big one yet, but a lot of little wins add up. They really do. So just keep plugging along and not giving up. I think back then I would have given up. And again, with that support, that community, it's so huge has kept me propelled forward to not give up.
So surrounding yourself with other like-minded people.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I want you to imagine yourself 5 years from now. How has your life changed?
I've impacted more people, provided more housing, been able to travel the world to see more of like third world countries and how other people live and help to make it better here. I think in America we have such a what's the word I'm looking for? Mentality. Oh God, I hate when that happens. Like we think it should be ours.
Entitlement?
Yes, thank you. Yep. And just being able to somehow change that a little bit. I mean, it takes a lot, but at least in what I exhume, hopefully that spreads out to others.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on a mission to touch as many lives as you can and help as many people as you can.
Yeah, yep.
That's great. What advice do you have to give to others?
I think, get the education, but don't get stuck in the minute details of it. Take action, get a mentor, get a partner, an accountability partner, somebody that you can do this together, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to add?
Um, I think, Lance Edwards' program is awesome. It's a bigger program, bigger picture program, more life-changing, things can happen from it. And the people back office are fantastic. I know Monique in particular has reached out numerous times, and has just been fantastic support. And I mean, it's all community and who you reach out to. And yep.
Okay, great. So with Lance Edwards, this is Kristen Crabtree. Please join us again when we interview our next department champion. If you'd like to learn how you could be our next department champion, please call our office at 281-667-3638. You're only one deal away.